another edition of your Chamber at Work, a program focused on businesses and events in the greater Haverhill area, consisting of 14 communities in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, with Haverhill as the hub. I'm your host, Beverly Donovan, the president of the Greater Haverhill Chamber, and it's my pleasure today to introduce you to two lovely ladies from the YWCA. We have Reneé McGuire, the site director, and also with us is Beth Rose, and Beth is a member of the board of directors for the YWCA. So welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here. So there's been a lot of news about the YW in the news lately. Can you bring us up to date? What's been happening?
Sure. Okay, one of the big things that recently happened, became effective July 1st of this year, is the name change. We are now known as the YWCA of Northeastern Massachusetts. Okay. It involves all of our different sites, one of them being our site in Haverhill, so we'll still be known as the YWCA Haverhill. We also have sites in Lawrence. We have the North Shore Rape Crisis Center in Lynn. We have our Camp Wywood, which is located half in Salem, half in Haverhill. Mm-hmm. And we also are responsible for a shelter in the area. And so that's really a huge change from the name, because we've been the YWCA for over 100 years. Right. So very exciting. And I think it better encompasses all the services that we do and everything that we add. We also have leadership at the top has changed. Mary O'Brien recently retired, also the end of June of this year, and Susan Staples came in as the new executive director. Sure. She's been with the YWCA for over 12 years, so she's got experience and has been doing this line of work for a very long time. So we're excited about the changes, the new name, new ED, so we're headed in a new direction.
There's a lot going on, and I had no idea actually how widespread your work is. I really didn't know that you had gone all the way down to Lynn and even into the southern New Hampshire, so it's great work. So I know last week I was lucky enough to go over and see your new building, or the new renovations in your building, and we were starting with the annual tribute to women. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that and what's happening with that this year, and when it is.
Okay, so with regards to the tribute. Yep. Okay, so we are celebrating our 28th annual tribute to women, which is going to be at the end of this month on Thursday, October 26th, being held at DeBurro's from 12 to 2. We are honoring 21 phenomenal women in the area, Beth being one of them. Thank you.
Thank
you. And we are in the process of selling tickets for this event. They are $50 per ticket. You can contact me at the YW by phone, email, whatever's easier. And it's one of our biggest fundraisers for the Haverhill site. And it's been successful every year. Again, we have 21 women coming in this year. Just a lot going on with what they've been doing in the community. Every year we meet these women and they're like, oh man, we don't really do anything. And then I read their bios and I'm like, oh, you do a lot. And it's great. It's my honor to meet all of them as well too.
Yeah, I know I've been the past 3 years, and I'm always inspired by the stories that are here. And Haverhill's so lucky to have so many great women working on behalf of families and individuals and even their businesses. There's just widespread volunteerism here, and I think it's a really great thing.
Yeah, we are very lucky to have the opportunity to honor these women at an event like this. Yep. And get their name out there and let people know what they're doing. I mean, it's a great event.
It really is a great program. So I know you've got the new residence opening coming up soon. Beth, right. You want to talk a little bit about that, maybe?
Yeah, the YWCA, going back over 100 years, one of their first programs was a residence in the Haverhill area, a year later in the Lawrence area, and this was to provide housing for women working in the mills and in the shops.
So historic.
Very much so. So over the years, it served many women in the area, folks who were may have left home, some who had come to the Haverhill area for a job. It provided a room and a safe setting for them. In 2012, we closed it down for a short period of time, thinking about what was going to happen next. I was involved with the YW many years ago when the state hospitals were closing. We got a grant with the Department of Mental Health, and we had a program there where we could house some of the women who came out of the hospitals. Had staff with them. They were reunited in the community and with their families, and it was a wonderful program. It then kind of fed more into helping out folks who were going to school in the area, and again, who were having some housing issues or maybe had been divorced, any number of reasons that they needed a place to stay for a while. And it always provided that shelter and that safe setting for them. So at this point, we now have a facility that's been just renovated. We are handicap accessible. We've had such wonderful support from the community and from Haverhill, the city officials that have helped with block grants, the Wadley Foundation, that enabled us to take that one step where we could allow for the elevator to make it handicap accessible, to reach out to more women. We have 10 rooms now, newly renovated. We're still in the process of furnishing them and raising funds to furnish them. We had a nice little fundraiser several months back where we were able to get quite a bit of stuff, but there's still some things needed. We'd love to show it off. We were able to show the facility off to the women that we honored at the Tribute to Women nominee reception a week or so ago. So they got to see what these rooms were like. There's single rooms. There's washer and dryer, central washer and dryer for the folks. There's a common kitchen. There's a nice sitting area, TV room. There's a kitchen area on the second floor. The residence is housed on the second and third floor. It'll be staffed 24/7. There'll be a room for a house manager. It's really gorgeous. And having been in the facility 30 plus years ago, when it wasn't quite as nice, it wasn't as open and bright. We did the best we could back then with the services that we provided and with the funding we had, but this is such a transformation. It's just wonderful. And I think once we're able to open up in the next month, it's going to be wonderful and hopefully filled right away.
It was so light and cheery. I was really impressed by what you guys have been able to do over there. And just to be able to evolve as an organization over all these years to meet the needs of women where they are and give them the resources that they need is just, it's just wonderful. So really happy to hear about all the great things happening over there. And we are looking forward to not only the tribute, but also the ribbon cutting for your new space. So we're really excited. And thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
So next up, we'll be talking with Darlene Beal of HC Media, and they're going to tell us about all the wonderful things happening for that organization. So we're really excited to hear what's coming up next. And we're back with our second guest this morning, Darlene Beal, the Executive Director for HC Media. Welcome.
Thank you, Beth. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. There is so much happening down at Harbor Place. We've been to several events now. There's a lot going on. Things are really exciting around here. So let's start with Harbor Place, Studio One. What's happening?
Great. It's HC Media Studio 101 because our unit number is 101.
Yeah.
And we're very excited to be at Harbor Place. It's an expansion of Haverhill Community Television, or HC Media, and we're still here at 60 Elm Street. And this is basically our workhorse. This is where we do most of our productions, most of the community productions. Down at Harbor Place, Studio 101, is our showcase. So we'll be doing screenings, film festivals. Right now we're doing a lot of election debates. We hosted an election meet and greet for the chamber not too long ago.
Thank you for doing that.
Oh, you're very welcome. That was
great.
very successful. So we are putting the more high-profile community productions down at Harbor Place at Studio 101. And so far, so good. We've been really, really busy. We can look forward to more screenings. We're in collaboration with the Essex County Greenbelt. They're going to do some screenings and demonstrations. Greater Haverhill Arts Association will be doing some art demonstrations. And what's really great about doing the demos is we have two huge big screens. So if the viewers can imagine ever seeing a TED Talk, that's pretty much what it looks like down there with two huge screens standing behind a stage.
Sure. I was over there the other day for a Christmas Stroll meeting, so excited about that. And at the end of that, they were setting up for some classes for Northern Essex.
Yes, that's a great partnership that we have. It's with Northern Essex Community College, so we teach their television production classes. We've been doing it for many, many years, and it used to be here at the 60 Elm Street site, and we chose to move it down at Harbor Place, which is great. So we do that with Northern Essex, and we do some other things. We have internships through Northern Essex, and we offer them a scholarship, and it's a nice partnership.
It's great, too, for those students to have really the state-of-the-art in technology. It's very impressive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is state-of-the-art technology, and in the real world, when you go into this business, that's what you need to train on.
Right, exactly. So, speaking of state-of-the-art, you probably have a lot of old stuff around here, but you've been around now for, what, 30 years?
Yeah, we're really happy. We're going to be celebrating a 30th anniversary as the community access television provider here in Haverhill next year.
Congratulations.
So we are in the midst of planning some really exciting things for next year. And you know, I tell you, Bev, throughout the years when I started here, and I started in 1994, I'm going to date myself a little bit, but video was captured with tape. And now a lot of the people who come through our doors, you know, have never even seen Super VHS tape or, videotape. Because now things are captured with video files, and everything is digital and everything is transferred through the internet. So there's been a lot of changes.
There sure have.
Yeah, and you know, the delivery system of how people receive video has changed as well. We still have the 3 channels, the government, education, and public access channel, but also we stream all of our stuff, and we put videos on demand so people can watch what we do through their tablet, through their phone, through their computer. It's just a whole new ballgame.
It sure is. And I know from walking around the studio in the back, you've got shelves of old videotape in there. And hopefully somehow you'll be able to transfer it all and keep the historic part of it. But it really is a reminder of how far things have come. And it's great now that you have not only this studio, but the Harbor Place studio, and really can cover the wide array of things to cover.
Right, yeah, and not only that is we want to make public access even more accessible to the residents of Haverhill, and we plan to move downtown for many, many years. And then when the Harbor Place project started to become more and more of a reality, and we were approached and asked if we'd be interested, we really jumped on it because that was the perfect location. And then when the Transitional Development Initiative took hold and they started working in that section of downtown, we knew it was going to be a game changer for the city of Haverhill, and we definitely wanted to be on the ground floor of that. So we made a very strategic decision to purchase the condo that we're in. Our organization was the only organization that actually made a purchase. And because of that purchase, it kind of launched the whole project and got things moving. So we're really, really happy about that. And we're happy to be downtown, and we're happy to offer new and additional services to what the traditional public access has offered for many, many years.
Well, it certainly is exciting for us to have you there because we can just walk next door. And I really think that it's changed the flavor of downtown so much. You have that giant video wall. It's really neat to be stopped at the light and just kind of look over and see, because you can see all the many things that you do that are popping up on the screen. And I have to say you have the best crew, and they work so hard, and we're so grateful for them. They really do a lot for us. They do a lot for the city, really help elevate all the nonprofits, all of that. I mean, everything from sporting events to parades and all the different things. So, you know, we are very grateful for that, and we're happy to have you down there.
Thank you very much, and kudos to the staff that works here, because we have an extremely creative team right now.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
A lot of young people, and I encourage them to get involved in the community. I know that Sarah's on a few committees with the chamber.
Yep.
Matt is on the board of the chamber. Yep. It's important for us as a staff to get out and into the community and hear what the community needs and how we can best serve them.
Great.
Because that's what we're here for.
Great. And so for those at home who don't know all the great things that you do, if they want to preview, where can they go to look up archived shows or just find out what's going on?
Sure, we just launched a brand new website. It's haverhillcommunitytv.org. They can go there, they can call up past shows, current shows, they can watch live, they can interact with our staff, they can submit a community message if they want a community message on TV. Everything's right there. They can see Harbor Place, they can see what's happening, they can submit a request if they want to use that space. So I would say our website's the place to be.
Well, Darlene, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It was great having you here and hearing all the great things that you guys are doing over at HC Media.
Thanks for having me, Bev.
No problem. Next, when we come back, we'll be talking with Melissa Seavey, our events coordinator, and she's going to give us an update on some of the great things we have coming up this fall and winter. And we're back with Melissa Seavey, our Chamber of Commerce events coordinator. Always a pleasure to have Melissa on and talk to us about some of the great things that we've been doing and some of the great things to come. So let's jump right in with what's been happening.
So much has been happening. September was a busy month, and I know we talked last month about our dome train that we did with the Downeaster and our block party, and both just went off so well. We were very lucky with the weather. You know, September was a crazy weather month, but we had great weather, great turnout, and we're looking forward to next year's block party again.
Yeah. So the dome train, I think all of us were pleasantly surprised. It was sold out, so always good. And when we got up to Dover, where we met with the Dover Chamber of Commerce, we were met off the train by a group of people. So not only chamber members, but their economic development people, as well as newspaper reporters. And so when we got off the train, you know, flashes going off, and we felt like rock stars. It was actually pretty fun. But the cool thing is, folks from Dover and some of the other towns and cities up and down the Amtrak Downeaster line are going to be soon coming to Haverhill to see all that Haverhill has to offer. So we're really excited about our partnership with the Downeaster, and that event was really a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it would be great if we could make it an annual event, but certainly that was really special, being able to have the dome train.
Yep.
It was sort of, I don't want to say a once-in-a-lifetime chance, but certainly isn't something that comes up often.
It's not. They only have 2 in the whole country, so
Yes.
we were pretty lucky.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about the block party. I know it was pretty well attended. We had lots of folks, lots of open stores.
Yes, the block party was a lot of fun, and it's funny, Pat Bruno from Positive Images, she was commenting that she's been in business for 10 years or over, and there are still people just discovering her store.
Yeah.
So in that sense, that really, really makes it a success for us, is that we really look to try to introduce those downtown businesses. Wingate Street has a lot of new folks, and it's very exciting. Ferry does decals. They actually obviously focus on decals, but I know one of their larger customers is Pentucket Bank, and this Christmas, if folks are coming down to the Christmas Stroll, they are going to see her work all throughout the Pentucket Bank windows. In addition to that, Bella Beads, which has beautiful, beautiful jewelry, all handmade. In addition, she does classes for folks as well. And then, of course, there's some of the favorites that are down there, Color Mint, the Lioness Boutique, and there's American Clothing is down there, which is a new business too. So it was really exciting to be able to introduce them, and also for us to learn, more about the new businesses down there. At the end of the night, we all ended up at Peddler's Daughter, which is really fun. Great food, music. We did tons of raffle items, and the event really, usually I think we put on out on our information, it was from like 5 to 8, but I know a lot of people were still there at 11:30 at night, and probably longer. It was a really fun evening.
It's really fun, and I know, I think that week we had a new chamber member, Ben Consoli for BC Media, and he loved it because it gave him the perfect opportunity to get out and meet all his neighbors. So,
Right.
So yeah, really a good time. And I know we also did coffee with the candidates this past week. So
yes,
busy.
Friday morning we had coffee with the candidates, and I know Darlene talked about it a little bit. It was fantastic. I loved having it at the HC Media New Studio 101. It was wonderful to have people walking by as this entire event was unfolding. Sadly, Sean Tui wasn't able to join us, but both the two Democratic candidates, Andy Vargas and Paul Magliacchetti, were there, and they were really able to answer questions in a more lengthier format. It wasn't debate style. They really got to include all their thoughts on different topics, and it was more casual setting, and I think that people really appreciated being able to hear like an uncut version of what these candidates have to say. So it was a great opportunity for them to meet folks, and it was a great opportunity also for HC Media with their new studio as well.
It was great, and we heard all kinds of positive feedback from it, so we'll be doing that again for sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So committees have started gearing up, and I know that the Christmas Stroll committee has grown a lot this year. So what's up your sleeves for Christmas Stroll?
Oh, well, I am very excited about this year's Christmas Stroll. We have expanded the committee. Jazz Bianchi, which some folks might remember, she just hosted a huge youth music festival at Northern Essex Community College. Teresa Mashy, who's a graphic designer. As always, we partner with HC Media, Pentucket Bank, Haverhill Bank, and then also Washington Square Tattoo, Frankie Pison is part of a car club, so we're always excited to have him and his car club join us. But this year we really want to roll it out. We want to light up Haverhill. We want to highlight all the really new and exciting things that are happening down on Merrimack Street with Harbor Place. HC Media is going to be hosting the Pentucket Bank Santa's Village, which is a tradition of this event. Usually it's been held across the street in the older Pentucket building, and this year they're partnering with HC Media and moving it over there, and it's going to be bigger, splashier, more fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got some secrets in store that we don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but it's going to be an exciting event. Also, actually, I'm also very excited to let people know that we are going to be hosting a pop-up mall at 76 Merrimack Street, which is one of the buildings, or the building that the chamber is located.
Yeah.
So we're going to have lots of great shopping opportunities where we'll have local businesses, chamber members, people from the outside that are all going to be included. Lots of live music. It's going to be a fun event.
Yeah, I think bigger and better than ever.
Bigger and better.
And of course, culminating in the tree lighting in Washington Square, traditionally. So we're really looking forward to that too.
Yes, the tree this year, we've scouted out several trees. We haven't made the final decision yet. The city of Haverhill is going to be helping us with that and taking the tree down and making sure that it gets up in the middle of Washington Square. And then we'll once again be lighting it up with the help of the mayor and Santa Claus. We'll be pulling the tree lighting lever. We're going to have Mama D, once again. If people don't know Mama D, she's been at the event the past couple of years. That is her stage name. She's otherwise known as Pastor Donna Spencer Collins of the Phoenix Rising UCC Church. And they have been located in downtown Haverhill, right on Merrimack Street, but will be relocating to Lawrence for a temporary time until their new space is available here. But she'll be there to sing in Santa, and Santa will be arriving once again on the Haverhill Bank Express train that
Great.
is hosted by Haverhill Bank.
And so I think we have a new name for Haverhill for this event.
Well, it's kind of hard to say, and we haven't totally figured it out yet. So this year's theme is sort of a Whoville Grinch theme, and we're really having a lot of fun with it. We're talking about this huge Hula-bration, and we're trying to call it Haverhill Whoville. Whoville.
We're working on that
We're
part.
working on that
Yeah.
part, yeah. So we're really actually having a lot of fun just brainstorming different ideas for our theme, and you'll see that at Santa's Village and throughout the downtown.
Yeah. And if anyone's interested in joining that committee, they can contact you.
Please do. Our committee, it's a wonderful group of people that have creative, fun ideas, and it's one of my favorite events of the year.
Excellent. All right, so we just have a couple minutes left, and I know I wanted to touch on one last thing. We do our annual wreath auction and Christmas party.
Yes.
So
okay, another great event. Now, I'm not sure which one is my favorite, the Wreath Stroll or the Christmas Stroll. They're both really fun. The Wreath Stroll we held last year for the first time at the Merrimack Valley Country Club, and Simply Elegant Catering and Sam Ambra host that for us, and just do a fantastic job. Last year, the place was filled. We had live music, there was dancing, plenty of wreaths for people to peruse and bid on, and all the money goes to a great cause. This year, I'm not sure if we've decided where the money's going. Last year, it went through the Haverhill Public Schools. That was all donated to them. So it's really a fun time. Dinner, dancing, music, can't ask for more.
you cannot. And I know it's really great for some of the businesses that are small, one person, couple people. We saw a lot of those folks making it their Christmas party last year.
Yeah,
So
Haverhill Family
even
Eye
more
Care.
fun.
I hope they come back. They had a blast, and it was great celebrating with them as well.
Yep.
So
Excellent. Well, Melissa, thank you for giving us a recap of the things that have been happening and some insight into the things to come. If anyone at home would like to get involved, you can go to our chamber website at www.haverhillchamber.com or give us a call at 978-373-5663. That's all we have today. Thank you for joining us for your Chamber at Work.